Nina. Nina. Here.
Corona sampai di sambung lagi barata namanya nelayan itu terasa sekali mengenai soal ekonomi. Soalnya kesulitannya itu kita mencari nggak bebas karena pencarian kita itu kayak terhalang. Soalnya penumpang kita itu mau ke sini nggak bisa karena corona, nggak boleh keluar dari RT RW-nya. Ada yang saya bisa saya jual, terpaksa saya jual karena ekonomi ya udah tipis. Saya jual perusahaan sekali satu untuk makan. Mulai saya merantau dari Sulawesi umur 15 sampai sekarang nggak pernah pulang-pulang. Udah berapa tahun tuh, 40 tahunan lebih. Karena apa? Ekonomi. Ada penghasilannya ya bisa disimpan. Tapi kalau untuk mengejar pikiran itu agak tinggi-tinggi itu kekayaan itu nggak bisa, jauh. Soalnya sesuai dengan pencarian. Itu aja pencarian saya kan hanya ini doang. Kalau setiap minggu narik ya mendingan. Kadang-kadang 2 minggu, kadang-kadang 3 minggu baru narik sekali. Nggak bisa tarikan begini, nggak bisa ditentukan. Makanya saya bilang golongan manusia susah. Rajin mancing, kita prosesnya kira-kira menyenangkan ya. Soalnya kita kan udah harga
Kenapa Pak?
target.
Iya lagi.
Harganya target 1 juta saya satu hari ya, berangkat subuh pulang sore. Dapatnya saya dapat ya untuk mereka itu, biar dapat ikan apa, ikan kue apa ya, untuk orang semua. Saya tinggal mancing aja. Mancing begini mah jarang dapat banyak, karena yang mancing itu ke hobi aja. Tapi kadang-kadang juga dapat banyak. Pernah ada yang sampai 11 kilo, 12 kilo. Ikan kue itu, ikan kue semua itu. Kalau yang ikan begini mah nggak dihitung. Yang dihitung ikan kuenya aja.
Ini kapal udah berapa lama?
Udah puluhan tahun.
Udah dari zaman Pasarudin kecil?
Iya. Saya beli sama renovasinya ada habis 50-an.
52?
Iya. Renovasi sama beli. Kalau beginian pesen barunya lebih 100.
Namanya juga di kolom dari lama.
Kalau sekarang udah mendingan, sudah ada menjalan baik, sudah mulai menjalan baik. Karena sudah ada pemasukan dari kita sedikit. Yang penting perahu bisa jalan ya, itulah ada yang pemasukan dari kita sedikit. Ya pokoknya kita apa adanya aja, dinikmatin. Susah-susah, soalnya kalau kita susah juga nggak bisa kita teriak, walaupun teriak juga nggak bakalan ada nolong. Pokoknya susah senangnya kita nikmatin aja.
Kupikir setelah Bapak meninggal, semua yang terkekang satu persatu bisa kubebaskan.
Sebelum 40 hari, rohnya masih ada di bumi.
Ibu nyium bau bangkai nggak?
Itu bapak yang pasang. cepat atau lambat. Kita mesti ada yang jagain.
Watch it! God, what the hell's wrong with these people?
No, 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 no,
Look, Connor, I know you're feeling really sad and it's hard losing someone, but it's been 6 months since your dad died. At some point, we want you to get on with it. You can't keep blaming your dad's death for why you can't do your work.
so peaceful here. Say cheese, Connor.
Cheese.
Ada, apaan sih malam-malam si Ulan? Pamali tahu?
Apa sih kak? Kurang apa-apa juga.
Dibilangin mah ya. Kamu tahu gak paman itu apa?
Emangnya apa?
Paman itu ada banyak. Contohnya kayak kamu sekarang, si Ulan malam-malam. Nanti ada yang ngikutin loh.
Ah, suka kamu nakut-nakutin doang.
Iya, dikasih tahu malah gak percaya.
Hati-hati ada jalannya. Takutnya ada apa-apa loh.
Apaan sih? Nakut-nakutin aja.
Ulang ngasih tahu doang.
Apaan sih kak? Ngagetin aja.
Apaan? Cuma mau nutup gerbang doang. Makanya kalau habis buka gerbang tuh tutup lagi.
Iya. Tadi Fadil lupa. Tapi tadi kakak kan yang sulan.
Apaan? Udah dibilangin nutup gerbang doang, Padel.
Ah, bohong ah.
Anak kagak percayaan. Udah sana pergi, keburu telat.
Iya kak. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Hati-hati.
kuat.
Nah, Fadil udah datang. Kalau gitu, sekarang kita langsung mulai aja ya. Nah, sekarang kita bakal bahas tentang pecahan. Jadi ini ya adik-adik,
Temenin aku pulang ya nanti.
Emang
kenapa sih? Saya juga bisa pulang sendiri. Serem, Li. Nanti deh, aku ceritain kamu pas lesnya udah selesai.
Untuk bilangan A disebut pembilang dan bilangan B disebut penyebut.
Palingan yang tadi kamu lihat itu cuma bayangan kamu aja. Kata papaku, kalau kamu udah takut duluan, yang lain bakal ikut nakutin juga.
Nggak tahu dari yang aku lihat itu benar atau enggak, tapi pokoknya serem banget dari, sumpah. Lagian, kenapa sih tadi sore kita nggak berangkat barengan?
Nah, kan aku udah ajakin, tapi kamu bilang mau beresin kamar dulu.
Iya. Tadi aku ngomong gitu ya. Dek, tunggu. Itu apaan?
Kan Bang Kipli, ngapain dia bilang aku di situ? Bang Kipli, ngapain nyokok di situ?
Ada Rian sama Padel. Ini ya bang, lagi nungguin angin.
Hah? Nungguin angin? Buat apa bang?
Jadi gini ya, kan tadi tuh ada angin gede, terus sarung kesayangan abang teh ke bawah angin. Tuh, sekarang lihat ada di atas.
Oh, ternyata itu sarungnya Bang Kipli. Dikirain aneh-aneh bang, waktu Fadel lihat. Lagian, ceritanya gimana sih? Kok bisa di atas sana?
Lampu posnya kan kelap-kelip ya. Terus abang teh inisiatif gitu, mau beli lampu ke warung Bu Ati, tapi malu, kalau pakai sarung mah. Udah we abang teh simpen si sarung teh di pos. Pas pulang tuh nyangkut.
Oh gitu. Lagian kenapa nggak dipanjat aja bang pohonnya?
Enggak, takut ada apa-apa.
Lah, abang nunggu di situ juga nggak ada apa-apa kan?
Iya juga sih ya. Ya udah deh, abang panjat.
Yaudah bang, hati-hati ya manjatnya. Kita pulang dulu.
Yuk, oke.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yaudah, kalau tukang bakso tuh, makan dulu yuk, biar kamu makin tenang. Cepet dah.
Nggak mau ah, udah malam. Lagian, aku juga nggak bawa uang jajan.
Nah, tenang aja, aku traktir deh. Papa aku masih uang jajan lebih hari ini.
Ya udah kalau gitu.
Bang, pesen dua ya, makan di sini.
Oh iya, Den.
Terima kasih bang.
Makasih ya bang.
Bang,
Iya, Den.
jadi dari tadi abang yang ngetukin tiang listrik.
Iya, Den. Abang capek teriak-teriak terus. Makanya abang pukulin tiang listrik deh.
Oh, lumayan keras juga ya bang. Sampai kedengeran jauh.
Iya, Den. Soalnya abang agak kesel. Jualan dari sore nggak ada yang beli. Makanya bang mukulnya kenceng.
Oh gitu bang.
Dari sore baru kalian berdua.
Dikirain apaan bang? Saya jadi takut.
Tuh kan, makanya jangan parnoan jadi orang. Kata papaku yang serem itu pikiran. Aslinya nggak serem-serem banget kan?
Iya Yari, maafin aku ya.
Iya nggak apa-apa. Yuk kita makan lagi.
Tapi dari tadi yang nyelin aku siapa ya?
Oh iya, siapa ya?
Lah, kalian berdua siapa yang layani?
Nah, kan abang yang ngelayanin.
Iya. Hah? Orang tadi abang baru beli garam dari warung. Terus?
Ini adalah cerita tentang ingatan yang selalu muncul setiap malam datang. Memoriku tentang seorang monster dari masa lalu. Pada awal masa perkuliahan, saya berkenalan dengan sosok senior yang senang bertukar cerita. Saat itu, dia membuat saya lupa dengan rasa sepi dan rindu akan keluarga. Saya ingat saat itu saya bertanya pada diri saya, apakah ini hal yang wajar? Apakah semua hubungan memang harus beranjak ke titik ini? Jujur saya merasa terjebak, merasa menyesal namun tidak bisa berbuat apa-apa. Perasaan jijik, kesal, dan takut yang sudah menjadi racun.
Halo Dek, gimana kabar kamu? Udah makan belum?
Maaf, aku baru angkat sekarang ya, Bang.
Udah, jangan dibuang-buang air matanya gara-gara si bajingan itu.
Aku takut. Jawab telepon ibu, Bang. Ibu sama ayah pasti kecewa banget sama aku.
Kamu tenang aja ya. Ibu sama ayah pasti akan ngerti kok. Maafin abang ya. Selama ini abang gak pernah anggap ini semua tuh serius. Dulu hal-hal yang kayak gini, semua abang anggap cuma bercandaan. Tapi sekarang gak lagi. Jadi jangan sakit ya. Kita hadapin ini sama-sama.
Makasih ya. Abang udah percaya sama Naura. Pada akhirnya, yang saya bisa lakukan adalah mengumpulkan kekuatan untuk bangkit. Pemulihan adalah sebuah perjalanan, bukan tujuan. Saya sedang berada dalam perjalanan awal dengan mencoba memaafkan diri saya sendiri terlebih dahulu. Kejadian yang saya alami mungkin akan terus mengikuti saya, namun tidak lantas membatasi masa depan saya. Saya menemukan ruang-ruang aman yang membebaskan saya untuk kembali berekspresi.
Setelah kau pergi, aku membaca surat yang kau tinggalkan di meja. Kau tuliskan, bagaimana rasanya menjadi dirimu? Atau dirinya? Atau menjadi mereka? Bagaimana rasanya berada dalam suatu tempat? pada suatu waktu. Bagaimana rasanya menjadi dirimu, atau dirinya, atau mereka, dalam suatu tempat dan pada suatu waktu. Ini akan menjadi perjalananmu yang tanpa ujung, pikirku kemudian. Setelah selanjutnya ku baca, pribadiku telah luluh. Telah kukosongkan kepalaku dari segala penilaian dan pemaknaan terhadap dunia. Aku akan terus mencari. Mungkin dengan itu aku bisa melihat dunia lebih adil. Berikut dengan manusia dan ruang yang menghidupinya. Kau telah pergi, dan aku belum sempat menceritakan mimpiku di malam kemarin. Bahwa di ujung perjalananmu, kau akan disambut oleh dua pasang mata yang menunggu kejatuhanmu.
Selamat sore, selamat datang dengan seluruh penumpang. Kereta api Tanggalan dari Solo-Balapan, saat ini kereta dan dari stasiun besar Jatinegara. Sebelum Anda turun, periksa dan beli kembali barang-barang bawaan Anda pastikan 313.
Bu, anak-anak ini kan mau bikin namanya lagu-lagu lagi. Lagu-lagu lama waktu kapan hari kita kesini kan momnya itu dinyanyiin lagi.
Lagu apa? Lagu-lagu beda.
Lagu-lagu zaman dulu itu, termasuk lagu yang di dalam penjara.
di penjara kaling megendeng di situ di penjara dan ada kena megendeng tungkol macacak
Tadi sing orang rago pajak. Ya Amir roncong rago Amir miul rago ngeroncong itu Pak orang sing.
roncong napi putri Solo pemuda serta pemudi jangan sangsi lagi. Nasib negerimu terletak di atas pundakmu. Waktu revolusi ini
Tapi kan ibu sempat nulis puisi yang ibu tulis di dalam penjara. Nah, teman-teman ini pengen tahu puisinya gimana yang di dalam penjara. Mau dibikin lagu sama mereka.
Gan lagu, pangtan sap, pasing sap. Ya, nalis Bu.
Oh, ibu kan ada.
Apa nih?
Yang puisi-puisinya ibu itu loh. Ingat nggak ibu nulis puisi di kertas? Sap ada.
Buku gendeng.
Buku gendengnya ibu itu loh.
Buku gendeng apa?
Buku nyanyian kok nyanyian catat neto po nih di buku tuh. Ada gendeng-gendeng mawar nih gitu tuh bunga mawar nih gitu tuh. Setangkai bunga mawar yang indah nih gitu tuh.
Setangkai bunga mawar yang indah.
Itu ada di buku rago tuh maksudnya alit-alit tuh.
Nah,
hanya dia aku kepada yang maha kuasa. Semoga dirimu tetap bahagia. Pada waktu ini kan nyangan busing lakurannya di tengah semua suaminya udah meninggal. Bu Onom, apa lagi yang
Tentang lagu ini suami.
Bu Rai
Pugar lagi sekamar.
Tapi kan sudah dapat Romeo.
Kan ada pacar di penjara.
Enggak, belum. Ya dia masuk tahun 75, ibu 73.
Gimana
Tahun
bisa
66.
suka, Bu? Gimana bisa suka
sama Bapak?
Oh, pernah satu blok. Satu blok kan masak, ada bang. Dia tukang masak. Dia tukang masak dapur sedikit enggak ada terbayang ya. Ibu ada musik di sana gitu. Cina-Cina itu bawa ada gitar. Ibu keluar ada main kenang-kenangan gitar, pembuat selendang, kayak gana aja timpal Cina-Cina.
Bu, kele apa man bu lagu bu petang lemah sanja kele napi ya.
Mudah-mudahan ya. Waktu tahun 65 kan ada kegiatan lagi. Dan dari pesu.
Meniki bu nge lagu niki tahun 73. Oh. Pangkuda bu nika masuk ke penjara.
Ada dua kamar gitu lah.
Tahun 65.
Dua kamar besar.
Tahun 68.
Dapat salah di
Tahun 73. 68
lagu niki dibikin di penjara nggak?
Iya, dia di kamar di penjara.
Semua si ibu tulis di penjara. Oh, bukan di luar. Bukan di penjara ini berapa tahun?
Tapi yang ini lagunya dibuat di penjara. Jadi sebelum itu belum ada lagu ini. Sebelum ibu di penjara belum ada lagunya.
Bu sing saya megendeng di luar.
Oh.
Lincak kan.
Oh, ya.
Ngurus sekolah. Yang penyanyi di dalam siapa ya?
Bahasa Bali itu.
Bu Ano juga bisa. Ada timpal Bu Bajang kayak yang Janis sinyak kawit tunangannya tembak ya. Ya dua Darti yang di ya dan kemarin keliling ajak Bu panak-panak Bu menit kali sekali. Tinggal ibu satu kamar dengan putu.
Oh iya.
Ya itu di dalam penjara dua orang yang ngajak bayi dari Kelungkung Batu Wati guru bawa anak bayi sih ibu baru lahir ya itu yang di Kuta baru lahir
Dada
kembali kalau maju kalau ingat ya Pendidikan.
Laksana Chandra menjelang purnama, menyinari alam semesta. Duhai Juwita, rasa kasih mesra kini datang meronta jiwa. Laksana ombak merindukan pantai, bergelora sepanjang masa. Curahan kasih kini tak ternilai, tertumpah padamu jelita. Mengapa di kau menjelma, di kala sepi mendamba. Ku tak mengira kelingan darah membekas sukar ku lupa. Aduhai kasih, percikan asmara, bila kau kan datang menjelang. Kelana resah merindukan Tuhan di kala sepi mendamba. Mengapa di kau menjelma, di kala sepi mendamba. Ku tak mengira kelingan darah bekas sukar ku lupa.
My name is Sajida and I'm from Burma. I am Burma Rohingya. At the moment, my country is scary and dangerous for Rohingya. The government treats us this way because of our race and religion. They arrested, take it, and they kill them. Parents there, they take the baby and killing, and cutting first hand, like it's the torture. That is the scary and terrible, like it's the father front, brother front, and the daughter is the raped. They one night take the husband, killing. And they hide it. They take the hide it. Where is the body? We don't know. Many people, I don't know. My uncle, where is my uncle? My father, big brother, where is the body? We don't know anything. I can't see them. My daughter take them. I have to move. Now I have my choice. I arrived to Thailand, and the smuggler gave me the Malaysia, and Malaysia to Indonesia. I arrived to Indonesia. After that, I know why I'm coming in Australia. My 3-month journey, I never forgot this journey, how terrible. I can't mention to, very hard to me. And walking, and car, and boat, jungle, big mountain, and I can't say how scary my journey. I come to Australia by boat. This is not very big, and 105 people. And I saw them 105 people and a small boat, and there 4 kids, and all of them my body, no space, and I'm saying, wow, and another journey. This time I understand. My decision is also dangerous. I'm like it's time die. This is my last journey. I'm live and die. And 11 days ocean. How scary big ocean, I don't know. And I can't explain them. My children, my daughter she is 9 years old. She understands scary things. And my daughter said, Mom, we die. Because some leak their boat, water is coming, everyone is screaming. Australian Navy pick up us, all of the 105 people, and this time arrived Darwin detention. I'm living in detention 3 months.
The current laws that are in place are just incredibly harsh on people who have come to Australia with the sole intent to seek asylum, which is their right to under international law. We are treating people who have come here fleeing violence, fearing for their lives, who seek the safety and the protection of a country like Australia, and it just seems like a system at the moment that is not working.
This is the permission, the work permission. First, you have to waiting till 6 months. This visa, I'm so wow. I inside my explain, oh, my journey not finished. And still now I am there in Sydney, 10 years temporary protection visa. There are many people thinking that, oh, they have the temporary protection visa, enough. Big dark barrier, this visa. But the Australian public can changing this barrier.
I think Australia needs to recognise, as has been recognised by the world, the atrocities that are happening in Myanmar, specifically against the Rohingya people. And I think Australia needs to take a stance on the fact that when people of Rohingya ethnicity come to Australia and seek their protection, these are people that need a permanent home. These are people that Australia should be, I believe personally, carving out almost a special category of visa to allow them to stay here because they have no other option.
I'm working domestic violence and education, but I feel I can't fly 100% because I have the cage. Who is holding this visa? Everyone inside the big cage.
She is an incredibly brave person. She never backs down from a challenge, and she exhibits all of the qualities that we say that we value in Australia. So she's hardworking, she's honest, she's caring, she's kind. She really works for the best, not just for herself, but her whole community and people around her.
People like Sajida are absolutely inspiring. For her to have gone through what she's gone through, to have overcome what would be insurmountable obstacles and barriers, I think it just sets an incredible example for all Australians and not just refugees to look up to and hear and follow.
Ever since I was little, I used to see a lot of pain in my mum's eyes, but now I see a lot more hope. It's important to keep hope. Hope is what keeps everyone going, and that is one of the reasons why my family is still here.
Her children are a legacy, and Asma, for example, is really going to follow in her mum's footsteps, and I'm very excited to see the things that they do as Australian Rohingyan young people in the next generation.
It's incredibly important that as Australians we take on that responsibility, that we make sure that our voices on behalf of them is heard, and make sure that we're advocating for them at every possible opportunity. This is the whole reason why we have the Refugee Convention, to respond to where there is a situation where there is a specific ethnic group of people that are targeted solely for being who they are, solely for existing, and because of that harm are forced to flee their homes. This is why we have these laws in place, and this is why Australia should be doing a much better job at recognising this and accepting the people and making sure they have access to that safety and that protection.
My name is Sajida, and this is my voice, and I can help my community. This is my job now.
Selamat datang. Welcome everyone to the Q&A with our winners for 2022 ReelOzInd Australia-Indonesia Short Film Festival. My name's Gemma Purdy and I'm the director of ReelOzInd. I want to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on where I'm situated today, the Kulin Nations, and to acknowledge especially their ancient and continuous storytelling traditions of using language, image and performance to connect across generations and cultures. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. So this year marks the 7th ReelOzInd Festival, an initiative of the Australia-Indonesia Centre. And after 2 years of bringing the festival to audiences entirely online, we are very excited to be back this year in a hybrid format with a return of our pop-up festival of live screenings, as well as here online. We're very proud that ReelOzInd continues to bring Australian and Indonesian visual storytelling to audiences in both countries and beyond. And this year, our festival theme is Suara, voice. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure to introduce our guests today. And first up is this year's winner of the Best Film, Best Documentary Awards for his short film, A Rohingya's Journey, Ed Coney. Yay! Winners of the award for Best Fiction Short Film, The Scent of Rat Carcasses, Dharma Putra Purna Nugraha, and Yuh Rohana Meliala. Winner of the award for Co-Best Animation, My Clouded Mind, Anissa Ajam. And her co-awardee for the Best Animation Short, Wonderfully Made, Joseph Ho. And last but not least, we're joined by the winners of our Best Young Filmmaker Award, Rehan Salman and Nabiel Gifrif, for their film Siwul. So it's just really awesome to have all of our winners here in the one place. Welcome everyone and congratulations on your awards. Okay, so Ed, let me start with you. Congratulations on making such a moving and difficult story told so beautifully. Your film resonates so strongly too with our theme this year of Suara, voice. Your protagonist, Sajida, is a really remarkable woman. Can you tell us a little bit how you connected with her and how you came to work together to make this film?
Yeah, so I was doing a storytelling workshop and I met somebody who was looking for filmmakers to connect with people who they had stories around social justice and human rights. So they were trying to get entries for a local film festival, but also to find filmmakers to pair up with people who they already had stories, but they needed somebody to tell their story. So yeah, I put my hand up straight away and they introduced me to Sajida. And yeah, so it just took one meeting with Sajida for me to realize, you know, she was quite a remarkable lady, and yeah, definitely wanted to help, you know, tell that story for her. And yeah, when I asked her why she wanted to tell the story, she really wanted more people to hear about the struggle that Rohingya people are going through, and to spread that message so that, you know, more people can understand what it's like for them. So yeah, I definitely wanted to be part of that project with her.
Yeah, well, it's powerful stuff. And yeah, thank you, and Sajida for telling the story. Anissa, a little bit like Rohingya's journey, actually, your animated film is a story too about that shares the experiences of a young woman who's going on a journey, right, from disempowerment to eventually finding her voice after being silenced. Tell us about how your film came about. Why did you make this film?
Yes, thank you. So in 2021, we had an opportunity to apply for a grant, a film grant about digital rights. And then the first thing we have to do is to do research about what happened in Indonesia during the pandemic, especially. And then we found out the topic that turns out the online gender-based violence cases was being increased enormously, like 400% compared to the previous year before the pandemic. And then we look up to that data, and afterwards we did a research asking around in the legal aspect and also in the counseling aspect. And afterwards I also realized during the process it's actually the issue that very close to my previous experience as a teenager. And then I also invited a survivor to help me out to write the story. And then that's basically like an issue that I thought is going to be very far from my life, but actually it was actually something that I've experienced before. So yeah, that's sort of the background why we started the project and why I directed this film.
Yeah, I mean, you can really tell that there's that kind of personal connection that, you know, the filmmaker has with telling the story. Is very authentic, just as Ed's film comes across that way, because yeah, Sajida herself was so very much involved in it and wanting to tell that. What about Dharma and you? Really congratulations too on your wonderful film, The Scent of Rat Carcasses. You know, it's such a poignant, gentle story that's beautifully shot and acted. And this is a story about family, it's about grief, and also about a young woman, right, who's struggling to really kind of find her voice and her identity in the midst of this, you know, world that she's in. Can you tell us a little bit about where the origins for your film came from?
Ya, mungkin saya akan menjawab dalam bahasa, nanti Yuh yang menjelaskan dalam bahasa Inggris. Bahwa cerita ini sebetulnya cerita sahabat saya gitu. Suatu hari dia baru saja kehilangan ayahnya gitu kan. Terus kemudian saya bertanya kabar, apa kabarnya, dan kemudian dia mengirim bahwa dia sedang sibuk meracun tikus gitu. Dia mengirimkan banyak banget gambar-gambar tikus. Nah, terus kemudian kami ngobrol, dan kemudian dari gambar itu kemudian kita rangkai menjadi cerita yang merangkum bagaimana relasi dia dengan ayahnya dan keluarganya gitu. Bahwa kemudian kita menemukan bahwa setelah meninggal bahkan luka dan trauma itu masih terus ada gitu. Bahkan setelah ayahnya meninggal. Seperti itu. Silahkan Yuh.
Yeah, I will translate, Dharma. So this story comes from when he met his friends at the home, and at that time his friend just experienced that the father just died, and then his friend show about the picture of some rat, and then they talking about the relations of his friend and the dead father. So it is that conclude that after this discussion, actually when we get the pain and sad experience is still there even after the father already died. Yeah.
Yeah, the symbolism is, you know, really strong, and if people are going to love your film. So thank you very much, both of you. Joseph, much more upbeat vibe in your film, can I say? Wonderfully made. It's just stunning animation. It's a beautiful score as well. Your film, though, is also about someone on a journey of discovery. So where did you find inspiration for Wonderfully Made?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right. We aim to tackle, I think, is a pretty complicated and widespread issue of just human insecurity, needing to fit in or wanting to be seen as loved or feel loved or beautiful. We try to tackle that in a simple way. It's a children's film. For me, it's a little bit of a personal narrative. Well, not exactly, but I relate to it in the sense that when I was a child, I had a lot of physical insecurities that I think if I look a little bit closer at them, reflecting now as an adult, they were actually a little bit more just about my identity and not really wanting to accept myself or wanting to fit in and be something that maybe I wasn't made to be. So wonderfully made, the heart of it, when I was thinking about it, I thought, how can I communicate this truth of intrinsic worth and value, intrinsic beauty that's just in our humanity, in a way that's just visually simple but engaging, that a child could understand. And as we workshopped it and talked about it as a team, we came up with this little narrative that we thought could be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's, you know, it's stunningly beautiful. So yeah, congratulations again. Rayhan and Nabil, there you are. Congratulations on such an accomplished film for such a young team, right? These guys, you know, they're in the category of 13 to 18-year-olds. Wow. Our jury were just so impressed by the high production values in your film. You know, great acting, had snappy narrative. So I want to go first to Rayhan, if I can. I want to talk about the casting for this film. Rayhan, you act in the film. Is this your first time in a film? What's your background?
No. Actually, we are
little actors.
Yeah, we
child actors.
Act on sinetron series, and Fadel is
used to actors in a film.
By the way, this is Fadel. Fadel is one of the actors.
Also in the film, I recognize you now.
Yeah. And he is one of our producers.
So you've had heaps of experience. Well, now I understand that. That's extraordinary. Yeah, because it didn't look like your first time. But how old are you?
I'm 18.
And I am 14.
Wow. Well, it's really accomplished. And still doing sinetron?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe more films in your future also.
Yes, I want to do it.
I hope.
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you. Well, speaking of actors, actually, I wanted to ask Dharma and you, both actors in your film have incredible presence on screen. There's only two of them. How did you cast for your film?
Ya, karakter yang menjadi dia itu sebetulnya kan dia baru pertama kali bermain, ini film pertamanya dia gitu, dan kami banyak ngobrol tentang skenarionya sebelum syuting dimulai gitu. Sementara kalau aktris yang menjadi ibu memang biasa bermain sebelumnya gitu, bahkan dia sudah menjadi artis senior dan banyak bermain film di film-film bioskop seperti itu. Tapi proses yang kemudian mendekatkan adalah kami sebelum syuting terus ngobrol tentang bagaimana ceritanya dan sebetulnya ini akan membicarakan tentang apa.
Yeah, the daughter is actually new in this film. It is the first time for her to act in films, and we just met her for this film. And the other one, the mother, is already senior for actor in Yogyakarta, and we even create discussion about the film during the rehearsal. Yeah, about the relation itself.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so some experience and some fresh. So yeah. No, really impressive as well. Joseph, you mentioned when you were making your film, you just referred to we and the team. So tell us a little bit more about that, because I know, you know, like it takes a village, right, to make any film, but particularly an animation. So you got a whole creative thing going on.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely could not have done it myself. So While I studied animation, I'm not much of an animator myself. I don't do the frame by frame myself. So we had a brilliant group of animators, Anthony, Tonya, another Anthony, Sam and Bridget, also Will, and a couple others that helped out with coloring. They did the frame by frame drawing and helped us out with the acting and stuff like that. Tonya did a brilliant job acting out our character Nino. I did the background, but we also, all the way from Ireland, excuse me, we had two sound designers, Sean and Maria, and they did a great job working with me over Zoom during the pandemic. Well, they're in lockdown, then we're in lockdown, and we're out of lockdown, they're in lockdown. And then we also had a composer here in Australia that I'd known for a while, and he's awesome as well. So big team, you're right, a village to make a short film, but it's a lot of work, isn't it?
Absolutely. And international as well, but it sounds like a bunch of you in Melbourne.
Yeah, most of us in Melbourne.
Yeah, but still probably remote last year and with all those challenges. Yeah. Now, Anissa, My Clouded Mind, I want to ask you about, this, obviously we talked about this is a difficult story, right, to tell. It's often uncomfortable to hear as well. Can you tell us about your decision to make this film as an animation film rather than, say, as a live action or a documentary film?
Yeah. So first of all, in the very first beginning of the development, we kind of want to go for documentary, but then I decided to change it into animated documentary. And then finally, we decided to completely just a fiction animated film, because considering that I've watched a lot of documentary and live action about this issue, and I kind of position myself, if I were the victim, I might feel a bit, traumatized, and also feel a bit demotivated to watch because of the color usually kind of dark, and also somehow the narrative kind of more like exaggerate the story. So then we did a bit of research, like how do we make it as a friend? Like the movie itself could be a friend, like could be a hotline also for people who watch it. Because in my experience, sometimes we don't even know that we are actually experiencing the toxic relationship or the online gender-based violence at the moment. So I wonder if someone just watch it and realize that they are actually experience the same relationship just like the protagonist has in the movie. So then I asked my executive producer, and then they supported to change the entire format to be just fiction and also animated. Yeah.
and there's so much work in your animation. So how did you find your team? Are they Indonesians?
Yeah, actually kind of like same with like what Joseph actually had. Like we all completely in lockdown in 2021, and everyone just do everything by Zoom. I haven't even met them in person yet until we premiered the film. But we did a very small team. We just 7 of us, and then we're coming to the premiere as well, like all of us to go. It's quite small but quite intense. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's so exciting. I didn't realize that that's going to be your first get together. That's really cool. But yeah, like it just takes so much collaboration and teamwork, and it's a huge accomplishment. Congrats. Ed, documentary is definitely your thing. No chance of you going to animation, but never say never. No. But don't, because it's so good. Yeah. And you make it look pretty easy. And you have this way of like moving your audience, which is very powerful. But I guess, the question is, unlike fiction film, for example, when you're making a documentary, you can have a sense of where your story's going, but you don't always really know where it's going to end up. So do you ever find that, you have to kind of adjust as you go along, as in your shoot?
Yeah, I think you definitely, for this one, I had to leave it open because I wasn't sure what Sajida was going to tell me. So yeah, the interview was obviously, a lot longer than other things I might do, just to really get a good handle of what it is, that she's been through. And then, yeah, it was a case of discovering that as we went along, to what it might be at the end, and what we might want the audience to take away from watching the film. So yeah, I had sort of a framework of what I might want to ask her, but it was a lot of just listening to what it was that she wanted to tell me.
And then did you guys have a process whereby, you know, she kind of saw your first cuts and approved and all of that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I, you know, from the get-go, I wanted her to know that it would be whatever she wanted to be the final product. But yeah, she was really happy with, even from the first draft, and it was quite, yeah, I would say it was an easier process towards the end, just because she was really happy with what we had put together. So
a relief
yeah,
for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And has she been along to a public screening with you yet? Or?
Yes. Yeah. So we went to the first one together. Well, we've only had one, but yeah, we went to that one together. It was really good. So her and her daughter came along to that.
Yeah, who's also in the film. So
yes, yeah.
Amazing. Well, talking about moving audiences, but in a little bit of a different way, Nabil, something that Australians might not know about Indonesians is how much they love horror stories, ghost stories, and a really good fright, right? So that's what your film gives to us. Nabil, have you always loved ghost stories, and what inspired you to make one of your own?
Sebelumnya saya akan menjelaskan dalam bahasa ya, dan mohon maaf juga agak telat untuk bisa join karena beberapa menit yang lalu masih di perjalanan. Ya, jadi sebenarnya saya pribadi pun belum pernah terpikir lah untuk membuat sebuah cerita horor ya. Tapi dalam beberapa kesempatan ke belakang, karena memang ada demand-nya juga untuk membuat cerita horor gitu. Jadi saya pun menarik sebuah pengalaman masa kecil dulu ketika saya les gitu ya, les malam-malam. Terus itu jadi hampir keseluruhan cerita itu adalah penggambaran yang saya alami ketika saya dulu masih kecil gitu, melakukan les di malam hari pukul 7 malam, pergi ke tempat lesnya naik sepeda gitu sama teman-teman. Itu apa ya, di situ saya sebenarnya hanya menarik flashback dari keseruan masa kecil untuk belajar pada malam hari gitu. Dan karena memang di film itu pun saya ceritakan, yang banyak saya ceritakan adalah proses perjalanan dari rumah menuju ke tempat lesnya. Karena memang banyak semacam euforia gitu yang bisa saya rasakan dulu ketika berangkat dari rumah menuju tempat les, entah itu keseruan ingin belajar, keseruan ingin bertemu teman, tapi di sisi lain juga inilah ada hal-hal mistis dan spiritual gitu yang pernah saya rasakan, entah seperti ada yang mengikuti dari belakang, seperti ada yang memanggil, dan karena memang kebetulan yang saya alami juga sama seperti di film itu, tempat les tujuannya itu berada di ujung komplek gitu, berada di ujung perumahan gitu. Jadi makanya karena begitu ada kesempatan untuk membuat cerita ini menjadi sebuah film, saya sangat senang sekali dan sama sekali saya kasih lah gitu semuanya, all in lah gitu untuk membuat film ini bisa terjadi gitu, bisa rampung secara utuh gitu.
We sorry because he get late because of traffic and he get in here now, and then he get the story is when he was a child, his experience it.
Yeah, when he go to study, we call it les. Apa bahasa Inggrisnya?
Private study.
Something like
private study.
Yeah, something like study. He experienced the euphoria, the sense of someone following him, someone making the sound,
calling him,
and that's what makes him inspired to making this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. That, I mean, most Indonesians have some kind of experience like this. Have you guys also?
We are not experienced it.
Not so much. Just as actors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but you love watching horror films, right? Ghost stories.
Yes.
Of course. We are
Of
fans.
course. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, well, it's done so well, and like, you know, the shoot at night, so impressive that you pulled that off, because, you know, that's not easy. So you know, really an accomplished thing. So congratulations again, and funny as well as scary. Well, we could keep on talking all day, and I really, you know, love chatting with you guys after watching your films, and now I get to know you, but we are starting to run out of time. So I'm going to just say thank you so much. Congratulations again, Ed, Joseph, Anissa, Dharma, Yuh, Rehan, Nabil, Fadil. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for participating in ReelOzInd 2022. Hopefully we'll have a chance to meet somewhere sometime, maybe in a cinema soon. And before I go, just a couple of quick thank yous at my end to Abby and Atik for translation and subtitles, to Steve and Paul for post-production, and to our Indonesia Festival partners, Universitas Brawijaya and Universitas Negeri Malang. Finally, to you all at home, a reminder to look out for live screenings in our touring pop-up festival, which runs till the end of the year. So lots of time. We'll also be streaming the festival reel online, as well as all of our 25 shortlisted films available to view on our website, and where you can vote for your favorite. So get on, enjoy, vote for your favorite film, and share with your friends. Thank you, everyone. Terima kasih banyak semuanya. Sampai jumpa lagi. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.